close the casket. Thinking he a rapper, we gon' turn him to an actress. I don't ever start shit, but I ain't finna panic. If something don't add up, I just start subtracting. We ain't finna fold, we just keep adapting. I be on that Pauly shit, see, I just be reacting.
What's up, it's your boy Pauly. Welcome back to the channel. You can tell by the title exactly what we getting into today. You can tell by the title, this is what I think is, do not quote me, an unreleased track. Usually when people send me stuff straight to my email versus sending it to me from like YouTube or Apple Music or Spotify or something like that, a lot of times it is unreleased. I will get that information for you and I will put it into the title. So if this says unreleased track, then just know you are getting an exclusive. I want to say this is a brand new artist on the channel that we have never had on the channel before, but that will be a lie. Well, that will actually be partially true because the feature on this track right here is a brand new artist on the channel that we have never had on the channel before. But G IOU, I didn't get clarity what that part is. I didn't get clarity about the IOU. Do you say IOU or do you like say it like as if you're just gonna say it? Like, I don't even know if I can't even do it. It has to be IOU. It has to be like an acronym for something, you know, like OTF or CTF or BFB or I'm trying to think of some other ones. But yeah, both these artists have the IOU tag at the end of their name, so it's G IOU and Mugga IOU. I want to say that's how you say it. I hope I'm not wrong because I don't like messing up people's names, but oddly enough, I mess up people's names a lot. With that being said, we have a track called Lately. I'm not going to do a whole bunch of talking, even though everybody knows when I say I'm not going to do a bunch of talking, I start doing a bunch of talking. Oh, I didn't tell. Okay, I'm going to do one. I got to say this really quickly. G has been on the channel before. He was actually the winner of the Shootz N Ladderz Freestyle challenge that we had in correlation with the Goodfellas 302. We have a bunch of different sponsors. We had Something Organic that's sponsored. We had Top Radical Podcast that's sponsored. We had, I don't want to forget anybody, the Goodfellas 302. They also sponsored and hosted at the same time. I also sponsored and hosted Hothead Media. It was just a bunch going on, but he was the winner. This is the reason why this is even happening right now, because he won 3 music reviews from me on this channel right here. He's using his first one with a possibly unreleased track to start the first quarter. I'm not going to do no more talking now. I'm not going to say nothing else. We're going to get into it right now. We're going to see what it's here for. Okay. A little sultry singing. I hear him in the background trying to see what he was saying.
Lately I've been focused on trying to get back to myself, Lately I've been working on trying to get right by my health, Took so many losses where I started losing myself and I kept quiet, but inside I feel asylum just might help. I done lost my mind over some times that I can't change, no. Act like everything fine, but in my eyes see nothing but pain, Look up to the clouds, they smiling down, ain't no more rain and no more showers, just some tears from all my peers to feel the same. Ask me how I'm doing, I'm gon' say I can't complain, no. Diamond in the rough, trying to put some diamonds on my chain. I'm steady grinding, ain't no Muslim, but I'm forever on my day. Quick to leave niggas on red, if niggas ain't talking about no bread. Shit, I got habits, I can't change that, I done had since in my team.
I can't tell if that's a hook going into a verse. I can't tell if that's a hook. I can't tell if that's a hook going into a verse or if that's just him running this joint. I gotta say that one more time so I can make sure it's clear. I don't know if that's him just running this joint or if that's a hook going into a verse. I cannot tell at all. But it sounded kind of crispy. I'm not gonna lie. It sounded put together well. The sultry singing in the beginning, I'm rocking with it. I like it. I'm not mad at this at all from what I heard so far. Got that in the beginning. That's obviously a sample. He starts talking in the background, but I cannot hear what he's saying. I don't think you're really supposed to. I think he's just trying to, you know, almost like ad-libs in the background type of thing.
Lately I've been focused on trying to get back to myself. Lately I've been working on trying to get right back.
That must be the hook.
Took so many losses where I start losing myself.
It is.
I can't cry it, but inside I feel asylum just might help.
Okay.
I done lost my mind over some times that I can't change. No, act like everything fine, but in my eyes ain't nothing but pain. Look up to the clouds, they smiling down. Ain't no more rain and no more showers, just some tears from all my peers. I feel the same. Ask me how I'm doing, I'm gon' say I can't complain. No, diamond in the rough, time put some diamonds on my chain.
This is Mugga IOU, if I'm not mistaken. This is Mugga IOU.
Niggas on Reddit, niggas ain't talking about no burn. Shit, I got habits I can't change that I done had since in my team was chasing bags to fill the rush. I can't talk bad about.
I'm 99.9% sure. I remember when I talked to Double G, he said that Mugga IOU is on the first verse, and then he's on the second verse. So I presume that's Mugga IOU on the hook as well. If that's a hook, I presume that's a hook. I presume that's going to play again after he's done his verse. But, you know, these days people be shocking you and do all types of different stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't go that way. I'm just saying what I think is going to happen. I never heard this before. But yeah, it's a very solid first verse so far. He's very comfortable. I'm going to tell you this, and I've said it over and over and over again. The instrumentals where somebody's singing in the background, from my experience of me just being somebody who listens to a lot of music, everybody can't do that. Everybody won't even attempt to. They'll stay away from those kind of instrumentals where there's stuff going on in the background because it's not an easy task. You can tell this artist is extremely comfortable. This is not his first time ever recording music. He knows what he's doing. I'm not saying he's a top level artist. I'm not saying he's at the bottom either, but you can tell that he's very, very comfortable. And that's what I like to hear. Somebody who's confident and comfortable and knows what they're doing. They're not going here just playing around and saying, let me try this for the first time. Now, does he have music like that? Probably. A lot of artists do. But this is not one of those. You can tell that he knows his sound. He found his sound. Not that it's his only sound, but for a track like this, especially me hearing it for the first time, you're going to win me over because you didn't give me any room to say, I'm not sure if he knows what he's doing. Nah, bro. You know exactly what you're doing.
But I'm still as bad as you, shit. I ain't even mad at you. I'm a perky popper, but thank God I can't control that shit. Take them when I want to and be fried on some solar shit. Till I get the itch and then you won't notice it.
Go.
That shit only for one night and then it's over. Lately I've been focused on trying to get back to myself.
Okay, Double G next.
I've been working on trying to get
Let's
back
get it.
my health.
What you doing, bro?
Losses where I start losing myself and I kept crying, but
Double G, I'm gonna be honest. That is going to be a very let me say it like this because it's obviously not a competition, but I am listening for how solid the song is. So the hook comes on, and then that's a solid first verse. The hook is back, so you got a solid hook, you got a solid first verse. A first verse that if I had to listen to the beginning of the song all the way to the end of, if I had to listen to the song from the beginning all the way until that first verse is done, back into the hook, I could honestly be okay with a second verse from Mugga IOU. I really hope I'm saying that name right. I would be perfectly fine with a second verse from him, or I would be perfectly fine with nothing else. So that's actually kind of putting pressure on because if you don't show up with a heavy second verse, I mean, that could easily make or break the song. Hook into the verse, into the hook, everything so far is on a beam. It's on 100. So let's just see. Let's see.
that I can't change, no.
I'm expecting good things, though. That's a fact.
Look up to the clouds, they smiling down. Ain't no more rain and no more showers, just some tears from all my
Touches in the air, we ain't speaking. Back against the wall, I'm playing defense. Like a nigga wrong for even breathing. Trying to wrap my mind around some shit, don't see the reason. When they telling me this love, this ain't the meaning. Crazy how shit cut me and I act like I ain't bleeding.
Go.
How a nigga trying to hand out tape, but I'm in pieces.
Okay.
Crazy how you said that shit, it just left me speechless. And it's scary how I said I'm good and they really believed it. That's just what it is. Funny thing, they showed me more love during my fucking vid. Felt like that's some sucker shit, rethink who I was fucking with.
Okay.
Fuck it then, cause if I lose myself, what can I gain? Why the fuck I want the picture? You don't want me in the frame. Try to keep that shit a bucket, still it broke me down and changed. And it's a fucking shame, but you look in my eyes and see the pain. But it's a fucking shame, it's a fucking shame. You look in my eyes and see the pain, cause it's the
Lately I've been focused on trying to get back to myself. Lately I've been working on trying to get right by my health.
What am I listening to right now? Is this out right now? If this is not out right now, y'all need to put this out right now. It's not even too much I can say. Like I said before, I'm going to say it quickly because I don't want to keep repeating myself. Hook into the first verse, into the hook. You could have left it alone. It could have just been a solid track from Mugga IOU, call it a day, that's it. But then Double G pops on for the second verse and he does his thing. And it's not the same as the first verse, but it can compete with the first verse if you wanted to compete with it. I'm not saying you had to, but if you compare the levels of those verses equally, and they're very high, they're not one, nobody slacked and nobody lacked. That's a big thing with features. Some people don't even like features because that happens sometimes. Somebody can dust you on your own track. These are not those kind of artists. And I'm not saying they're trying to, but guess what? I feel like artists do try to, whether they say it or not. Listen, you don't want your mans to have a better verse than you. Your mans don't want you to have a better verse than them. That's what we call friendly competition. And I'm going to tell you right now, if they got into the booth and this is what they was doing and they was saying, listen, I'm going to try smoking. I need my verse to be better. They both came out with heavy hitting verses for this song right here. Man, definitely solid from both of these artists right here. I cannot wait. Double G has 2 more tickets to cash in, to get 2 more reviews onto the channel. And even after that, we locked in. I guarantee you that. If you haven't heard of this artist before, please make sure you go check him out. All his information will be down in the description. I'm proud of both these artists right here. I cannot wait to have them back on the channel. Just because I might even tell them, yo, listen, send me something else. It won't have nothing to do with his tickets or anything like that. I might say, yo, bro, hold your tickets. Send me something else. I knew he was a good rapper from the freestyle challenge, but I didn't know that it was going to be like this. This is totally different from a freestyle challenge. This music is totally different. This is a song. This is something that he put together with a feature. Oh my, I'm going to start rambling. I'm not going to do that. But listen, this is a song 100% playlist worthy. I will put this on my playlist. I wouldn't skip it if it came on. This is what I do. I say this really quickly. This is what I do. If I say I'm going to put a song on my playlist, that means I would have no problem listening to it without skipping it. It's not that kind of playlist where it's like, okay, I might be in the mood for this. I might not be. No, the playlist I'm talking about is a playlist that I will let it play from A to Z. No stops, no skips. So if your song is not worthy of being on my playlist, this is just me personally. I'm not saying I have the best playlist ever, but for my listening ability, if your song does not make my playlist, it means that at some point in time, I may want to skip it. It does not have a lot of replay value. This song right here has a lot of replay value. I'm lucky because I have it and I'm going to play it until it drops, unless it's already out. And we all going to play it. But if it's not out, I'm going to be the only one playing it. Listen, it is what it is. I'm going to end it here. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you're brand new to the channel. I love y'all so much. Oh, let me know what y'all think right now in the comment section. Is this a banger? Are you rocking with it? Let me know right now down in the comment section. I feel like I said that weird. That's it in this video. I love y'all so much. See y'all next time.
Lately I've been focused on trying to get back to myself. Lately I've been working on trying to get right by my health. Took so many losses where I started losing myself and I kept quiet, but inside I feel asylum just might help. I done lost my mind over some times that I can't change, no. Act like everything fine, but in my eyes see nothing but pain. Look up to the clouds, they smiling down, and no more rain and no more showers, just some tears from all my peers who feel the same. Ask me how I'm